Hello, folks, ladies, gentlemen, and others. Welcome to the stream. We will continue our lovely Inktober adventures. The subject of today is blunder, and apparently this is a chess blunder. Now, I haven't played chess in years, decades even. I used to play chess a lot with my childhood friend, and that later on spiraled into me getting a chess set. And got my dad into it as well. Lots of good memories of us playing chess together. Funny story is that my dad would take it so seriously. He got so hot and bothered. We would be sitting in the living room and we'd be really thinking out crunching out the strat and whatnot, and it was like, oh. But the funny thing about it is that, you know, he would take it so serious. Like, he would take off his jacket and it was like, oh, this is serious. Like, we gotta think something out. We can't goof this up. Competitive instincts kind of, I guess, kicked in. And it got so, like, tense that my mom struggled to keep it together, and so she had to, like, go out, leave the living room because she couldn't keep a straight face. Memories. That was fun. I was never a good chess player, but there was this legendary moment I played once against my sister. And she had me at check, but she didn't say anything. So she'd go like, oh, and then I made my move, and then she'd go like, well, then I'm just gonna take my king. I'm just gonna take your king. I'd go like, you can't do that. And she was like, why not? Because, well, you didn't say check. You have to declare check to sort of, if I remember correctly, you have to declare check so I am made of aware that my king is in danger and so that I have a fair shot at getting out. So it was a legal move, but also due to the specific circumstances, it was an illegal move. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was the first time I ever saw one of the most iconic times my sister actually had a genuine crash out, because she was like, that is BS. And I was like, yeah, but those are the rules, sis. Kind of old and established and so on and so forth. Yeah. At this point, so yeah, sorry. Hate the game, not the player. Something like that. Another big question is how the heck am I gonna show what the heck is going on with these? It's gonna be a royal pain in the butt to draw these chess pieces. Chat is a bit weird. Well, it works, but I think I did things in the wrong order when I was setting up. So everything reads, but like it's weird. Of course, that one time when I actually when my chat is messed up, I probably gonna get something. Well, we have, you know, your regular bot pushers from Kick representing. So but other than that, it's a bit of a mess, but not the end of the world? Question mark. It might be like a variant of those. A variant of that. Oh. That story. I know. If a tree falls in the woods and nobody's there to hear it, then does it even make a sound? One of those philosophical musings. Is chat really screwed up if no one's around to hear it? And you're like, Charlene, you know, that's a valid point. To best describe the form, I'm probably gonna have to do the highlights. This is cylinders, and they're kind of like complex cylinders, and they are in perspective. Why did I pick this one? It's because I just searched for the keyword without ever thinking. I was like, all right, yeah, this looks fine. And I just build a whole library of 31, or a collection of 31 reference pictures. Wow. Would you look at that? We got a first time chat on Twitch. Best viewers on streamboo.com. Remove space. Probably something else? Pushing something? Oh. That's a first, so if we get a something similar from YouTube, then we have the whole. Then my Pokemon no, not Pokemon. Then my collection is complete. Wow, I completed the whole chat index. Dead internet theory. It's a bit weird, like the dead internet theory. It's called the dead internet theory, but the theory itself is alive and well. Oh boy. It's one of those things that like a big part of my brain just go like, I don't wanna do this because this is stupid. Because it's just one big blob and it's a royal pain. To sort of manually get things in the right place? Question mark. Oh. And we haven't even touched on the highlights. We're just talking about silhouettes. I'm like, dang. Yeah, say the line, chat. Drawing is hard. Maybe. But I guess I did say that I was going to switch things up a little bit with like temp layers and expanding my tool set. So maybe we should use this as a, so we're just going to do that. And let's I don't even know how this is I don't even understand this chessboard, because like that's the queen, that's the king. But I'm kind of like, why is that checkmate? I'm gonna be thinking about that. Granted, I'm rusty as all heck, but come on. Right, okay. What if we just slowly build it out? Okay. And kind of. Okay. We're getting there. Oop. It's a bit hard to go with this chunky. And now we're just gonna do like this. Except it needs to go, except it needs to go the other way. This is like, it does work, but it also it can lead to perfectionism, so it might be a bit detrimental to this the purpose of these studies. Or we're just gonna go like, ah, yeah, yes. But on the other hand, you're gonna go like, if it is a workflow that works, then okay, we're gonna collapse collapse that. And then we're gonna need something that sort of sticks out a little bit. Yeah. Something like that. I don't know. Good enough. Excuse me. We're just stitching shapes together. And now let's steal this little... You know, I think I'm gonna lock that layer. I'm gonna collapse everything later on into one big layer, but for now I'm just gonna... Oh, that's not what I wanted. It's actually bigger than that. Slightly bigger. Yep, there we go. But like it is bothering me that I don't understand. I don't see why that is. Checkmate. But whatever, man. So back and forth, back and forth. I suppose we just whip that around, race it a bit. Change the design a little bit. Excuse me. Just a teensy bit. And there are people and artists way better than me to collect. We can do that in a fraction of the time. I'm like, yeah, I bet you can. Ooh. But then again, speed isn't everything. Alright, so if I just, you know, leave it at that, and if I copy, the copy paste and Krita sometimes baffle me. Is that the right spot? No, it's not. That's the right spot. And I can collapse those two because they are more or less the same pawn. Maximum digital hacks. Collapse that. Now, sort of like this the big central piece here is, or the important piece is this tilted over. Gentleman, yeah. And I mean, because of the silhouette, because the silhouette is black, it's gonna be hard, difficult to sort of like because all of that kind of just more or less, yeah. There we go. And I'm just refining the silhouette. I'm not sure about the white pieces though. What should we do about them? Because of the way that the chessboard is played, like you don't really see. Like this one disappears behind, and then you would have like the silhouette there. That could be interesting, but yeah, and these are. I suppose you could allude to like, oh yeah, there's a knight here because of the power, the good silhouette here. But yeah, I still don't see how this is checkmate. I don't know if it's one of those things that's like the photographer. It's just no. I'm just gonna put some pieces there. I'm gonna scatter them around, and I'm just gonna tip over the king piece because, you know, they made a blunder. Or maybe that is the blunder, that the photographer doesn't know chess and just haphazardly stack things together. Maybe. Maybe the true blunder was the friends we made all along the way. I don't know. It's one of those days when you're simply not feeling it, chat. Those are not good days, not gonna lie. Alright, so those two shapes essentially just blend together. It's just a tall one and it has a tiny little hat on top of it. I wonder. Oh, it does. Alright. There we go. It's a tiny little, there you go. You have a tiny little hat. Look at that. That's absolutely adorable. Whoa. Now comes the fun part. Polishing, tweaking, and refining. Blah. The question is like, how are we going? Like we could just do something like that, and you know, just to sort of allude to the shape, the reflect. The reflective highlight. Right, that is all the shadow, and that is that. And this little sucker has, of course, yeah. That's annoying. Ah, boy. Use it to describe the form. This is definitely not gonna be one of. Sometimes it just make a stinker, chat, but that's okay. It's okay to make stinkers, chat. Not everything needs to be the frickin' Mona Lisa. We're just trying to make some shape variation. It's a time at it's time like this is to go like, yeah, I totally get why like webtoon artists or whatever just go like, you know what, screw it, just give me that 3D model. Okay, that highlight is way too big. Yeah, something like that. Okay, there we go. Well, you do learn to work in layers, that's for sure. I mean, it's kind of coming together, but like, holy crap, it's rough, dude. This is one of those, yeah, trust the process, but god dang, it's rough. It is rough. I'm like, I'm not happy about that overall silhouette of like the bottom here. Like, what the heck, dude? That is a horrible, horrible abomination. Look at that. Alright, I mean, it's kind of null and void since that sucker is on a black tile on... Suffering in two values. Excuse me. But I'm just gonna have to stick with it, I guess. Wait, what? Oh. Yeah. Trying to sort of communicate form. And the perspective is this is not good, chat. This is not good. Yeah, drawing is fun. Look at that. Oh. And the frustrating thing is go like, oh yeah, I'm doing it for 8 years and still screw up pretty freaking badly. And I've forgotten you all over here. Are you even in the frame, dude? Yes, you are. Because of course you are. There we go. Like, now there. Yeah, I'm gonna just do something like that, just to better separate. To better separate the different something like I don't know, chat. Right now I'm just throwing random stuff at the wall. All right. It's interesting because I got like yesterday with the two jumping past what like goth punks. That was fun, right? And I go like, oh yeah, interesting. And it's also directly related to stuff that I want to draw, which is people. And then you come to this, and you're like, and it's just agony. But then suddenly, you know, that's kind of what I'm seeing. Oh. Low key chat. Again, the chess pieces themselves are not necessarily super complex shapes. It's just ooh, interesting. They themselves are just like it's the whole. Is everything off? Like what the heck? Alright, so these two are aligned. Oh my goodness, chat. Well, it's not that it doesn't necessarily matter super much. Yeah, you kind of end up at the point where you're like, you know what, screw it, I'm just gonna trace. Because screw you. You end up with a bit of like that, yeah, it does end up like that. It do be like that. But this guy can simply be moved into place, right? But like that also like that looks wrong though, but yeah. There's also another chess piece in there. So, like it hurts the silhouette of okay, there's a tiny little triangular shape in here. Let's see if we can make that happen. Not that I don't think that, oh man. Stuff like this is kind of go like, this is probably why doing art for a living, but like, I suppose you would kind of like, oh yeah, could you draw me some chess pieces? And go like, no, I'm not drawing chess pieces. Can you draw me my OC playing chess against Darth Vader? And I'm like, no, I'm not touching chess pieces ever because I've been traumatized from Inktober 2025. Again, like you, when you do start doing commissions, I would recommend that you would do commissions, obviously, for things that you sort of specialize in. You know, going to a character designer and go like, "Hey, draw me some mechs, draw me Gundam." And go like, "Sir, this is Wendy's." But it kind of like low-key has that sort of vibe like that. Like, even though it's crude and simple, but that is an interesting. You have that edge, and there's an angular highlight, and it goes into a little bit here. And there's a bit more angular, and then. Okay. Well, I guess it goes round. Gosh darn it. It would go a bit round. So it's a bit angular here, but then it would sort of round up. Because it follows. In a clunky, clumsy way, it follows the highlight chat. And then you would have like a super tiny little edge there that's that thing, and you would have got it's the glow, but honestly, chat, it's a royal pain, and I kind of just want to throw the whole thing out in the ocean. Yeah. And then there's a checkers board. How the heck are we gonna do the checkers board, chat? Or it's not even checkers. I suppose it's not even checkers boards. You know what? We'll do it live. We'll just give in and do the good old-fashioned traceroo. There we go. It's not cheating if nobody knows about it. And chat is not. And since there are nobody from chat in the chat, nobody will know. I'm a genius sometimes. I'm so smart. I scare myself, chat. And we can even use... We're expanding our tool set, chat. Look at that. Wait a minute. Gosh darn it. Obviously, we need to get things in the right place, chat, before we start dropping lines left, right, and center. Holy smokes. I almost screwed up everything. I suppose that is the advantage of working with multiple layers. And it's like, nah, screw it. Imagine trying to figure out all this perspective thing on your own by eyeballing stuff. But right. And I suppose we were to really do it like the proper my way with a template, every line would be on a temp layer, and then we would just go like dance around it. But okay. So basically, I'm gonna collapse things into their own little thingamabobs, and we're just gonna do things a little bit like that. Clean things up a little bit. Just to make sure that the internal logic makes sense. Okay, so internal logic. That is something I haven't heard in a long time. No, let's just keep doing the add thing. We're just gonna keep adding chat. And here we go. I have no idea how it works in the commissioned world. Like, I do know, like, tracing is a big no-no, but at the same, it comes to the point where you go like, all right, when are you actually tracing, and when is it like not necessarily for studies? I don't think that it's bad, but for like commercial work, yeah. But even then, it's time saver question mark. Okay, this isn't exactly the most sexiest part of the process, but hey, it's a part of the process, so. That one is blacked out. There's something going on. Here, and technically speaking, I suppose so if we do that, boom, we have ourselves a chessboard. Now, if we pull the reference away, do things manually. And just fill stuff in. All right. Yeah, there we go. Look at that, chat. Now what we can do is we can just go to properties and we can filter out all the green and it becomes... It's weird, like you filter out the green and then it becomes green, but I'm pretty sure the creator documentation has something that will help make sense of that. But the point of the matter is that now we can just get rid of, because we need these highlights to shine through and we can't have them disappear into the blacks, now can we? So that's what we do. Even if you even if the end result is not necessarily super polished and refined or what have you, if I collapse it down, yeah, there you go. It's still accessible? Question mark. It's not a bad composition, but it's just really hard to see what's going on because I don't know how to draw chess pieces. Yeah. And I suppose... Yeah, so tomorrow's stream... I don't have anything on the schedule for tomorrow. Tomorrow's stream is gonna be normal at 6 p.m. Right, instead of noon. Yeah. And then yeah, 6 p.m. again on Saturday and Sunday. Yeah. Well, this is the only one that we got here. Well, duh. But yeah. Yeah. It's one of those times when you go like, today's not the day. And that's okay. It's not gonna be a masterpiece, but the important thing is that, you know what? I showed up for practice. That's the important part. And, you know, just keep doing it. Because if you don't, they're gonna beat you. Pawns on a chessboard. Done. Get our hashtags in. I don't even like I might be too old with the hashtags in. But I seem to be doing it on Mastodon and other places, so ink. Day 16. Oh, it's 16, right? Yeah. 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 Day 16 of InkTober 2025. It is on now. Where is it? I need to get credit where credit is due. I'm not even gonna even attempt to pronounce that name. Nope. whatever. Come on. There we go. And post. Right. Excuse me. Oh, would you look at that? Still have some water left. Nice. No, it's not the dust that got me. It got in the wrong pipe. Hold on. Okay, now we're back. Yeah, so recap, the stories are, yeah, streaming schedule back to normal, 6 p.m. out the week. I will just take it day by day next week. Right? Sounds like a good plan. Thank you for stopping by, both on Twitch, Kick, and YouTube. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.